I remember a few years ago mentioning the fact that Iraq would be better divided into three parts, one for the Sunnis, one for the Shias, and one for those people living in Kirkuk who are now establishing a separate little kingdom. Well, it's coming to pass, and it gets to be bloody, though. The pictures that we're seeing are of executions, mass executions of Shia soldiers by the Sunni militia. About 4,000, 5,000 people riding in pickup trucks have caused the entire Iraqi army to flee, drop their weapons, take off their uniforms, and run for their lives. As many as 900,000 people are being beat by 5,000, and we've spent billions of dollars setting up that country, and it isn't working. Well, as I said, a decade after the end of their Islamic terrorists they're capturing cities. They've got Mosul, they've got other cities, and whether they take Baghdad remains to be seen. But now they have bank assets well over $1 billion. Thanks, Terry. You ask yourself, why was the Obama administration taken by surprise? This thing has been building up for months, and the observers on the ground knew about it. It was in the news, but our national security apparatus doesn't function. We showed you some of the personnel the other day. One of them used to be a limo driver, and they don't have any experience in foreign policy. And there may be a more ulterior thought that the idea is to weaken America, but this thing has just been a disaster. But I'm not sure, when it's all said and done, they have themselves a nation, the Shias have themselves a nation, the Sunnis have themselves a nation. Is that necessarily a bad thing? And I'm not sure it is a bad thing. But what we're going to see next, if there's this brutal slaying of another religious group by these Sunni extremists, then the Shia is under the call of Ali Sistani, the Grand Ayatollah of Iraq. If he calls the Shias, as he has, to come and fight, then by the thousands they're going to be armed, and we're going to have a sectarian civil war that will be the mother of all bloodbaths. And that's what we look like is going to happen.